Pisces, welcome to your April of 2019 Sidereal Astrology forecast. In this video, we're going to talk about all of the, what I feel like are the important events taking place astrologically this month. And there is quite a bit taking place. That's a lot of shifts and changes that I feel like are important. So if you look down here at the chart, you will notice that the constellations or the signs are different sizes here. And this is because we are using the actual size of the constellations as seen in the sky. And this does change the signs by quite a bit from mainstream astrology. So if you are new to the channel, definitely check out the link down below for more information on this because you will notice some of the things I mentioned in terms of signs are very different. For example, I'll say Uranus is going into Aries when you might be thinking, I thought Uranus is going into Taurus. Right, and so in mainstream astrology, they're saying Uranus is going into Taurus, but if you do look up at the actual sky and you actually look at Uranus and see what constellation he's in front of, you will literally see him moving into Aries. So this is called true sidereal astrology, and so if you are new, definitely check out that link down below for more information. All right, so let's take a look at this, Pisces. Coming into the month, there is this sort of shift, right? So let's talk about it. Uranus is going into your second house, into Aries. And so you won't feel it all of a sudden all this month, and you'll probably maybe feel it maybe later in the month, and then especially in the coming months. But there is this shift going into where a lot of you are solidifying over the past really 10 years of finding a greater sense of your true self and spontaneity and excitement and individuality. And so that's all solidifying. And there could be that sort of freedom of being your true self really coming through now moving forward. Now that's finalizing your first house transit. Where he's going is into your second house. And so for the next 5 years, it'll be really good to do that, but with your self-reliance and your resources. How can you induce some change in your resources sector? This could be your inner resources, like your sense of self-worth, and do some change there. Listen to that excitement, self-value, right? Self-efficacy, the belief in yourself that you can achieve and attain your values in life, create greater material security. Listen to this because there is some information you could say from the true self that's helping you now really establish your sense of self-worth and your resources in your life in a way that allows for greater freedom and allows for greater connection to your true self. So, these things, these structures we can build with resources can allow for greater freedom with that intention. All right, so that's where the transition is slowly taking place. But if we look at the first roughly 5 days of this month coming into April, we do have Pluto going over the South Node. And we have a lot of this emphasis with the South Node this month. And so this is dealing right now with your career sector or your productive sector or your public sector in any way. So for those of you who felt like it's very much involved here or has been the past year and a half, I think it's good to continue to do that, to build some structures, foundations, be patient when it comes to your productive or public life. But in this sense, maybe you're releasing some patterns these first few days. If you do notice any patterns involving what you might do or consider involving your career or productive life or public life, it's good to be aware of those patterns, and that's going to allow for that releasing to take place, especially if there's any fears you may have involving your productive or public stuff. By becoming aware of those, that's going to allow those fears to be released. And this is creating more empowerment with the sector, more transformation, more self-empowerment when it comes to your career and productive sector here this month. Now, April 2nd, we do have Mercury passing over Neptune from your 12th house. So this is actually finalizing a lot of March energy from last month. And I think a lot of it had to do with behind the scenes activities. Maybe some of you were getting more alone time or spiritual time or creative time or imaginative time, things of that nature. And so it's been good to do that. And now it's solidifying where April 2nd coming into the month, maybe you just feel a little bit more accepting, more willing to go with the flow, more trusting or something like this with that Mercury transit. And then on April 5th, we do have a new moon, and it's going to be in your sign. So this month is a really good month for focusing on cultivating your goals, your independence, your assertive side, your needs. And around April 5th, just give yourself that time to kind of sit with the energy, see what new is shaping up with yourself, with your identity, right, with your sense of self, your active side, things like this, your independence, and set some intentions there with it. I think that can be great. Now, April 10th, we do have Venus passing over Neptune. So again, finishing up 12th house emphasis. Seeing some values with the more receptive stuff in life, where you can accept, let go, faith, trust, seeing the value of that, see the enjoyment of that coming into this month. But this will be around April 10th where it further gets solidified. Now, April 10th, there is quite a bit going on. Jupiter, your traditional ruler, is also going retrograde. So give yourself this April 10th onward, give yourself, and really for the next, let's say, 4 months, give yourself this time to kind of reevaluate and reflect on things. Not completely, but just generally, especially in the context of your belief systems and what's possible. Because this year, for those of you who felt a little bit inspired to maybe access your adventurous side, some of you may be feeling inspired to learn new philosophies or expand your worldview about things, or some of you maybe travel and adventure. Kind of these opportunities that are certainly here. Give yourself the time these next 4 months to reevaluate these opportunities, reflect on them, reconsider them, and that's just going to help facilitate that area even more. Also around April 10th, there's quite a bit going on that day, but nothing major. The sun's going to be squaring up to Saturn. And so it's just a good day to practice some patience, especially if it does involve any of the productive stuff and stuff that you're just focused on in general with your goals or whatever it is. Be patient around there that April 10th. Now, April 19th, we do have a full moon, and this is going to be in your 7th house of relationships. So while there is a lot of focus on yourself this month, like I was saying, there's also about mid-month, April 19th, this culmination of becoming more aware of your relationship sector, especially if over the past 6 months there's been anything involving relating, sharing, exchanging with others, contracts, business dealings, legal stuff, anything involving two parties or partnerships or even any relationship energy in general. It's coming to a completion. It's coming to a high point, a culmination, and it'll be a great time to do a status check around April 19th and to really find that balance between your relationship life that'll be emphasized at that time and this independent life that'll be emphasized all month. And balance between self and other, our needs, others' needs, independence, interdependence. Really good way of working with this full moon. April 20th, Saturn passes over that south node. So again, things being released involving the productive or career stuff, that's going to help free you up and liberate you there some more to, again, transform the area and help you build some new structures. You may even be releasing some old structures, some old limiting beliefs or something involving the productive or public stuff that, again, helps free you up and empower the area. All right, and then April 22nd is when we start to feel this Uranus energy, probably. And so the sun's going to go into Aries and over Uranus in your 2nd house. So maybe just a step in the right direction involving this newfound sense of freedom, of resourcefulness, self-reliance, trying new and different things to maybe even as sources of income. Or some of you, Uranus is about technology and innovation. So science, technology, innovation can be sources of income and things like this. So whatever it is that's getting outside your comfort zone, listening to your excitement, involving resources in any way, or your resourcefulness, really good time to just take a step in that direction if you're guided to, in whatever capacity you're guided to there with the sun over Uranus. All right, and then April 24th, we do have Pluto going retrograde and then Saturn retrograde at the end of the month, April 30th. So this is, again, in that 10th house sector. What's nice about this is you do get a bit of a break with more of the heavier energy with the career and public stuff we talked about. So that's the retrograde, kind of lifting off the more direct energy with it. But really give yourself the next 4 or 5, or rather the next 5 or 6 months to reevaluate and rethink your career and your productive life and achievement life. While there's a bit of a pause, it gives you time to kind of reconsider and rework that stuff, especially because there's, like I said, some releasing taking place here. And then nothing major, but April 27th, Mars is going to be squaring up to Neptune. So if there is anything that you're sort of assertive about or rash about, or you want to pursue it, put energy into, but there's maybe some uncertainty about it or something like this, it's good to have faith and trust, live presently, practice non-attachment to your needs and things like that. If you're feeling any of that, and it's nothing major, it lifts off after this. But yeah, have that acceptance, that live presently, be grateful for what you have. And what I would say is a really good way of working with the whole month, though, is where your drive and motivation is, and that is on communication and on learning. So all month, really good time to learn some new things, maybe assert yourself with communication. If you're driven, motivated towards anything there on the practical front, could be an excellent month to cultivate with that. All right, and then the last thing I'll say is that since you do have all of this career and productive emphasis, I think a great way of balancing all that out, the career public stuff, is on the personal life. This month, but really for the next year, with the North Node shifting into your 4th house now, it is really good to establish some roots. Maybe spend some time at home, maybe with family, maybe develop home personal life in some way. Maybe get in touch with your body, like getting good health. Listen to your body, listen to your intuition. Get into the more personal, protective, foundational elements of life. And I think you'll find that to be exactly what your career and achievement life need during this process. All right, so Pisces, have a fantastic April. If you found this video helpful, be sure to click that like button and leave a comment down below. But thank you again for all of your support, and I will see you all next time for the next video. Take care.